What's going on, Colts Nation? Welcome back to another episode of Bring the Juice. Your guys, Derek and Slim Shady, Cody Felger over here. I'm sorry, dude, I had to. But you're in. Listen, guys, it is getting cold out there. So I do want to say for everyone, we're just going to start this podcast off the right way here, Cody. Just a reminder for everyone out there, especially a lot of you that are going to be in Indiana and Ohio and a few other areas in the Midwest this weekend. Be sure to stay inside and bundle up. All right. It's going to be really cold over the weekend. We hope that you'll still be able to travel to wherever it is you need to go, but please do so safely. So, just a little safety warning for all of you Indiana and Midwest folks out there. But, guys, we have some more quarterback news, and the Colts are now going to be running it with their third quarterback of the year, and that is Nick Foles. Cody, I didn't really get the chance to look at why it is that they made this decision. I'm not sure if there was a comment given yet. Maybe we'll hear something throughout the next couple of days. But yeah, so now you said it. The Colts have now exhausted every quarterback in their arsenal this year. This is a new development.
Yeah, it is. I think for me and a lot of Colts fans who understand, what is going on with Matt Ryan, if he does get hurt, Derek, you owe him a crap ton of money. And so that's why the last couple weeks, it hasn't really made a whole lot of sense why the Colts have run Matt Ryan out there as much as they have, because it's like, man, he's a nearly 40-year-old quarterback. He's already been injured earlier this year. He might get injured again. If it's more of a serious injury this time, like you could owe him way too much money, and then you'd be screwed over in the cap game in the long term. And it would be awful. It'd be a terrible situation overall. So I think for those reasons, that definitely is a good move. I think number two, Matt Ryan has just been terrible. So you might as well see what you have in Nick Foles at this point. I mean, we already kind of know what he is. I don't anticipate either him or Matt Ryan being back on this team next year. But, we haven't seen him, so might as well see what you got with him. And then I think number three, I think this is more about looking towards the future, Derek, in terms of evaluating some of your skill guys now, right? Evaluating Michael Pittman, evaluating Alec Pierce, evaluating Paris Campbell, Jelani Woods, Kylan Granson, all these guys, right? Because let's be honest, how much is a fair evaluation of these guys when Matt Ryan's throwing them the football? He can't even get them the ball most of the time. So, how much is a fair evaluation? I'm not saying these guys are going to be, exponentially better under Nick Foles, but I think if you're looking towards the future and you have another quarterback in here, who can actually throw the ball, he's shown he can do that. I think it's good to at least get an evaluation of some of these guys moving forward, going into the 2023 offseason to see, do we need to potentially look to upgrade in certain spots at these skilled positions?
Yeah, I mean, you made that topic a few weeks back when Matt Ryan was coming back from injury and, the Colts were on that insane losing streak, right? And then you were talking about how, the money that this team would have to fork up if something were to happen to Matt Ryan, so that is, on top of the cap already hurting as is with, what we have to decide going forward with Matt Ryan. If something were to happen to him, you're right, behind what this offensive line has done to him all year, it's going to be tough to live that one down. So, I mean, as if honestly there wasn't any more of a reason to feel like that the Colts were kind of just throwing in the towel, then I think this is it, right? I mean, you've neglected Nick Foles all year, Cody. I mean, the funny thing is, we brought him in as the backup, right? You brought him in as the backup. You're paying him $3 million. You said you feel comfortable knowing Nick Foles with Frank Reich, with former head coach Frank Reich, and him coming in. If something were to happen, he could take right over and feel like, he understands the offense. But all season, they have neglected to use him in any way, shape, or form. It was Matt Ryan, and when he struggled, Sam Ehlinger came in, jumped him straight away. And then when Sam Ehlinger struggled, you brought Matt Ryan right back. So, it's kind of one of those situations where it's just I feel bad for Nick because he's kind of playing devil's advocate here. It's just play these last three games, just try not to make us look like an embarrassment, and even more than what we've already been this year.
It's hard to
And
do.
yeah, and then just we'll move on from there, right? So I mean, at the end of the day, I wish I could say there was more meaning behind this move, but at the end of the day, it's news, and I'm like saying, yeah, that's like they're at the point where they're almost waving that white flag up in the air, high in the air for everyone.
Yeah, knowing how dumb the Colts have been this year, I'm kind of surprised they made this move now when they're technically not eliminated from the playoffs. Like obviously that's stupid. We already know they're not making the playoffs with how bad they've been. But yeah, I mean, there's a couple people who don't like this move because they think, oh man, Nick Foles could lead us to one or two more wins. But I kind of look at it as like, people seriously think that Nick Foles is going to be a major upgrade over any of the other quarterbacks we've had this year. I mean, there's a reason why he's been the backup, right? There's a reason for that. He hasn't seen a snap all year. You can't expect him to come in and just light the world on fire. Like I don't really see that much of a difference as maybe some people are thinking. At this point, this team is what it is. They find ways to lose, and making a switch to a 30-plus-year-old quarterback, I don't really think that's going to make much of a difference personally.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference either. But like you said, I mean, people have had differing opinions all season on who is actually going to be the best quarterback moving forward with this system. There were people when Nick Foles was originally brought in that said Nick Foles should run the thing right away. I mean, it's kind of been a weird thing, but at the end of the day, it's just another move. We'll see what happens if anything comes of Nick Foles now being the quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts for the remaining 3 games. But let us know your thoughts on this, guys. We are curious to see if this just means something or if it means nothing at all. But feel free to let us know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And as always, guys, go Colts.